inspire, empower. Grab your girls and soar a little higher. Unlock the fire in you, 'cause real women don't bitch. No, real women don't. 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 Real women don't bitch.
Hey, thank you for joining me on the Real Women Don't Bitch podcast. This is your proud host, August Crenshaw, aka Mrs. Raw, Real, and Relentless. I am the #1 advanced mental conditioning specialist for entrepreneurs because building mental muscle is necessary in order to implement successful business strategies. This show has been created for the woman who is not excuse-driven and needs help building a profitable business. I will be interviewing women from various fields who are willing to break the silence on struggles that specifically affect female entrepreneurs. Welcome to a show where I and guest speakers from time to time share our methods that help us beast our business no matter what is going on in our lives. Whether you are an online or brick and mortar business owner, this show is for you. We will hit every angle, personal, professional, and spiritual. Why? Because on any given day, you get hit with shit from a scenario involving one, more, or perhaps all of the above. It all impacts you and your mindset towards your business. I have made it my personal mission to provide a space where we dive deep into the BS we face on a day-to-day basis.
Oh my goodness, ladies. How many of you are also podcast hosts, planning out your social media strategy, your live video strategy? And if you know what that looks like, sometimes things are just like, bam, I've got everything scheduled out. And then you have these moments where you have inspired thought. You're like, oh my God, I got to switch gears. Ladies, this is one of those days for me. And I'm going to tell you, for some of you all, this is going to be very controversial, but I'm going to assert quite a few things. I just finished listening to part 2 of a training that my mentor put into his private network called the Masters of Business. And so he was talking about the power of concentration. And this particular segment was talking about having, control over your mind and your body, what you're eating and what that does to your energy, how fast you are not regulated, making sure that you're calm and controlled, and looking at the top successful leaders and how well they are able to concentrate, stay focused, keep the main thing, how they have clarity of thought, how they think things through. There's, all of this stuff. And I was just listening and I was like, man, as he was going along, I was like, okay, yep, I get this. I'm good at that. Could get better at that. And woo. But what ended up occurring, and a topic came up about meditation. And it was said that meditation is not concentration, because meditation is the absence of thought or the absence of focus, whereas concentration, you have laser focused thought and you're very intentional. And so he was reading a theory, which he said, he didn't 100%, agree with it, but it was basically saying how meditation can damage many people's ability to concentrate because you really put yourself in a more idle state of mind, and that is counterproductive. And, I don't necessarily 100% agree with that. I believe that there are benefits to meditation. I can see where, and I have experienced where it's a connection to the divine, and it allows me to get into this space that's outside of everything that my brain can contain. And it allows the divine to download things to me and to just have a free flowingness of thought. But I can also honestly say that on the other side of this, as a coach who has worked with quite a few healers and whatever you want to put in there, people that do the ancestral work, whatever, that the majority of those folks, I want to say about 95% of the women that I work with, are the ones who are least able to execute, least able to concentrate. Every time you turn around, it's like, oh, well, I can launch this, or I could do this. And then they start something and then they stop, or then they have a reason why this wasn't going to work, and they don't really have that follow through. And a lot of them will be like, oh, well, I can do a yoga class, and I can do a training class, and I can do a workshop, and I can do speaking engagements. I can do this. And they're literally all over the place. And I was like, dang, that's pretty deep. I do personally meditate, but I'm not somewhere trying to, necessarily get into some woo-woo state all day long. And when I think about those great leaders who practice different healing modalities that are successful, I see where they don't only just focus on meditation, they focus on concentration. Their concentration may be just to look at a bird, or look at a snail on the ground and how it's moving, and the ants and all that it's doing, but they are not just only meditating. And so that really got me to thinking. And some of you all need to challenge yourselves on this, because I'll even take it to Christianity. I've noticed that a lot of Christians don't get shit done. And why is that? Because they're always taking away their power and their ability and control to concentrate and to be deliberate and intentional. I find that the ones who pray the most, fast the most, that are always sitting, waiting for something to come to mind, are the ones that are the least successful. The ones who do spend their time with God, make sure they know him for, or she, whatever you want to call it, what God is for themselves, that they also are focused and very intentional and deliberate with their behaviors and their actions. They are the ones that get things done. And so I'm just bringing this up, and where do you lie on the spectrum, and what is your life and your business looking like? Because what I have found is that religion and all of these other things become a mask. When I was listening to the training from my mentor, it was talking about when you are very concentrated and calm, you have control. And he was just saying, like, look at some of the leaders that you really, really like and how poised they are. Look at what they eat, how they present themselves, how they don't have useless body mechanics and their posture, and how they're deliberate and intentional, and how they have this calmness and definiteness of purpose. And that actually made me think about the book Outwitting the Devil, because one of the things that the devil does, according to Napoleon Hill, is try to get you emotionally triggered, to get you off of purpose, and to get you to drift so that you don't have focus. And so when I think about what that book was talking about and listening to this training about concentration, it had to do with not allowing circumstances and things of that nature to control you. And especially if you're a leader, and most of you guys who listen to me, you are some type of coach or running your business, so you're a leader. Knowing how to have that calm and that cool and that peaceful state of mind, to not be emotional and irritated, is one of the things that allows the people that work with you to also be at their optimal state of performance. I mean, and honestly, just think about it. When you're irritated, it's like, oh my God, if you've ever had one of those moments, and especially if you got to call a girlfriend and tell her about what it is, sometimes once it's all through, you'd be like, well, good girl, I'm glad I got that off my chest. But you still got to kind of woosah. Most of us don't just jump right back into whatever it was that we were supposed to be focusing on. You have to recalibrate and you dispense the negative energy, but now you have to rebuild back up the positive energy for you to be able to focus. So the time frame that you were angry, to the point that you had to spill it, to the point that you have to recalibrate, look at the amount of time that you lost, how you were no longer concentrating and focusing on keeping the main thing. And that's not woo woo, and that's not over the top, because a lot of us would like to say, well, nobody's perfect and we all have our moments, but the people that are the most successful have the least amount of moments. And so that's what you need to be asking yourself, is how many moments am I having, or am I truly in control? So I'm gonna leave that there for those of you that are in some of the communities that I'm in. Yes, I'm on Facebook and stuff like that, but especially if you're in the Authentic Collective, I'm looking forward to seeing what the dialogue is like around this. And especially for those of you that follow me that are, my healers and stuff like that. And some of you may have even worked with me and stopped working with me, so you might take it personal. I don't know. But let's talk about it. Let's talk about it, and not about how you feel. Not about how you feel, but what have you produced? What have you produced? What has come of your actions? You laser focused people, you meditating, praying people. Are you really action oriented? Are you really laser focused? Because I can honestly tell you that when you have definiteness of purpose and you have concentrated thoughts and you have intentional actions, success naturally comes to you. And if you're finding yourself struggling to get to that breakthrough, then it always comes back to that CEO mentality. What have I done? What do I need to change? / what do I need to do differently? So meditation is not concentration, is basically what this one is about. Ladies, come on over to aclive.co. Looking forward to having you there so we can continue the dialogue. We got a lot of stuff going on. Some free workshops will be starting in February. I've got a great series coming up called Created to Be Extraordinary. Come on over and be on the lookout. I'll be putting out some links in a little bit, but the first Authentic Collective live event is happening in Atlanta this year. Ticket sales will be firing up on February 1st, and you will be able to lock it in for as little as $100. Can we say woo woo? So, anywho, I love you all, and I'll talk to you later. You guys have a great day. Bye.
Thank you for joining me today. Remember to cultivate a mindset that is biased towards taking action. No bitching, whining, or complaining. Here, our mantra is, real women don't bitch, we get shit done. See you next week as I continue to bring you what you need to keep your head in the game and beast your business. Don't forget to hit subscribe and leave us a 5-star review. Would you like a specific topic covered? Have a question you would like answered live? Then head on over to realwomen.don't bitch.podcast.com. Subscribe to my email list, hit me up, and I got you. Interested in being a guest speaker? You walk the walk? Then you can sign up on the website too. This is your #1 advanced mental conditioning specialist for entrepreneurs, Mrs. Raw, Real, and Relentless. Signing out. Deuces.
Inspire, empower, grab your girls and soar a little higher. Unlock the fire in you.